Hi, I hope you are watching this at home or somewhere safe where you are being socially distant. My name is Jana with Dark Shadow Recording, and I'm here to share a few tips how to cook with simple ingredients and very basic kitchen equipment and tools. We will share a few basic recipes later, but before we start, I want to tell you something about measuring. I've been thinking about this for a little while, and I realized that not everybody may have the measuring cups and all the little kitchen gadget and gizmos at home. So I narrowed down our equipment to very basic tools and utensils. So let's see. Let's try this. This is 1 cup of flour. And if you don't have measuring cups, it's okay. If you have them, of course, use them. But if you don't, it's not a tragedy. We can easily see how much flour it's going to be in a glass, like a little water glass here. I spilled some, but we are not going to freak out about it. Let's see. Can you see it now? It's about 2/3 of a water glass. We can easily see. And if you have a regular coffee mug, you can also look at that. So it's almost, where will we see that? We can use a small jar, like a pimento jar. This will be probably 1/2 cup, what we will see. Half a cup of flour. How about that? This is 1/2 cup. Somewhere there. Good enough. And now we'll break it down. We'll look at it. How many tablespoons? I will use really like full tablespoons here. It's about 3.5, and that's 1/2 cup. So this is all we need to know about measuring. I will share a few recipes in our next episodes, but before that happens, I would like to mention a few basic kitchen tools or utensils that we will use. If you have them, great, but I think most people have these at house or at their kitchen. So what do we have here? We'll definitely need a knife, big, small, whatever you have, as long as it's sharp, it will work. I like this one because I can do many things. Mostly we'll be chopping vegetables. So, and then we have a peeler, any kind, a whisk. You will definitely need a whisk. Cutting board, something to stir things with, even a spoon will be okay. And a grater. Something similar like this. There are many options. We will use a few of them. This is something that I will use a lot, but if you don't have it, we may be able to improvise anyway. Rolling pin. If you don't go to the store. You can use your water bottle or glass bottle. You can be a little creative. And we'll need a spatula, any kind, big, small, doesn't matter. Maybe a few bowls, big, small, definitely a big mixing bowl. That's all the tools for now that we're gonna need. I'll try to make it very simple and really easy for everyone, even beginners or even those who have never cooked before. Let's talk about ingredients that I like to keep in my pantry all the time. You might have been able to get some of these. I know some may be limited, maybe already shopped, but this is the basic stuff that I usually use, and I will be using these in my recipes. But don't worry, if you don't have them, we may be able to substitute. We can start with the basics. Flour, salt, sugar. You probably have these in your pantry all the time, but if you don't, I would definitely get those if you can. Then we will need some sort of a fat. I prefer any kind of vegetable oil. This is sunflower oil. It's a little bit more expensive. You can get canola oil or vegetable oil for a lower price. Or if you prefer, if you can afford, olive oil is always great. If you are not a vegetarian, you might want to stick with good old butter. Or for baking, we might even use this coconut oil that I got a long time ago. We will need dairy, milk. I like to have sour cream on hand. But if you prefer half and half or heavy cream, that's fine too. We will need some eggs. I was not able to get any yesterday, but you may be more lucky. These are from my 2 week ago shopping trip. We will need some cheese, your choice, anything that you like. We will shred cheese for some recipes, so I would go with these blocks because they are usually less expensive and they last longer. Remember, when you buy a bag of shredded cheese and you are cooking just for yourself, it may go bad in a few days. It tends to go moldy. So I would stick with this if you can shred it somehow, or at least shave it with a peeler. We'll get there. We will need basic vegetables. I try to get something that is inexpensive, under $1 per pound. Carrots, cabbage, onions, fresh garlic, but if you don't have that, garlic powder will be just fine. Now we have the dry goods, rice. I like green peas, if you can find it, lentils, any kind of beans. At this time we can't be picky. We will use whatever we have. If you prefer, or if you already have some in cans, canned beans or canned vegetables, it's okay, we'll use those. I also like to keep frozen vegetables in my freezer. You may not have a freezer, so we will improvise. We will substitute any kind of vegetables, whatever you like, whatever you prefer. I like to have some pasta in the pantry and maybe some of the tomato products like spaghetti sauce of your choice, or maybe even diced tomatoes. If you have some tools, equipment in the kitchen, you can easily puree these. If you don't, we will find a way how to make it work. This is a good place for us to start. In the days ahead, I will try to post recipes as we go. Maybe you will enjoy them. Maybe they will inspire you to cook something with your ingredients. We'll see. See you next time. This is Jana with Dark Shadow Recording.